You know, and I'll get up there, and my attitude was like, it's like, boom, you know, I'll take my foot to the bottom, but it's like, no, all the way around down in 30 seconds. Right, yeah, that totally makes sense too to me, yeah, that you're going to start doing all this. Yeah, so yeah, that attitude, yeah, it's like, you know, so yeah.
I'm working on this. Yeah, you learn more about watching that.
Yeah.
I usually end up, I watch it like after.
Really? Yeah, I don't know. We can spend a lot of time.
I watch the video of it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, you can always look at that.
Yeah.
How about that TJ Dillashaw? Not looking so good no more.
What?
TJ Dillashaw?
Who that?
Oh, he fought Dominic Cruz last night.
Doing that whole thing right now?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't watch pro fights too much.
No?
I got the, I should have known because I get those emails from it all still.
It's a good fight.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm just like never into watching.
That just looks like a big target.
Yeah. if you can hit it, go for it.
Let's just end that sentence. Because yeah.
You can hit it. You probably can hit it.
That's like, that is the target.
It is. You're just like,
that's my target.
that's like when guys paint their masks. You're just like, I gotta hit that thing. I've gotta hit that thing.
I want to paint my mask, but I know I'm not going to do a very good job, so I'm not going to paint my mask. Like I know I'm going to come out with like some like weird.
I knew a guy. I saw a guy
Spawn
once
looking.
actually painted Myers like target square on his mask. You know, that's very helpful.
You should paint it incorrectly.
That's right. That's right.
I like those like Leon Paul masks with the British
Actually,
flag.
yeah, go ahead and put them on. Which ones?
The Leon Paul mask with like the British flag.
Oh yeah.
Those look good, but those are like professionally done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they can't.
I knew a guy once, so I don't know if you've ever seen like the, my buddy, in regular fencing masks. I don't know if they still use them, but at one point they were replacing this part here with plexiglass.
Yeah, for saber, you have to use it for saber.
So they still do it. Which I was like, okay, and I knew a guy who was like, oh, I want to get one of those for longsword or whatever. I'm like, no, this isn't even rated for your longsword, much less plexiglass. So what he did, but he was too cheap to go out and buy one. He literally took his fencing mask and cut it, and then put plastic in there and like glued it in. Not Dennis, plexiglass in there, and then couldn't understand why I wouldn't let him fence in my gym with it. Like, no.
Here's your additional disclaimer.
Right. Wait, why does this say I'm hereby signing that I'm a complete and utter idiot? So this is a guy who at one point he didn't think his longsword, he was using a waist grip, was long enough. So he came in one day and he's like, oh, check it out, I got like another 4 or 5 inches. I'm like, what'd you do? And he's like, oh, I just cut the tip off and then put a new one on there. And thing. I'm like, dude, it's gonna break in the, no, yeah, that's just breaking. Like, and it was like he cut first guy parried, and it just went across the gym. I'm like, told you. He also once complained that his palm, it wasn't balanced right. And Jim puts metal in his palms. Those things are balanced really well. So he replaced it with, I kid you not, like a ball of wood from like a banister or something. So he had this pommel that was like this big on there. He's like, no, you should feel it out. It feels perfect. I'm like, no. Yeah.
Finding that's
He's just one of those guys who just kind of lived in a different world.
Yeah.
Different world.
Yeah, we experience those more often in Berkeley.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
I know he traveled. I don't know where he came from.
Oh, I'm sure Berkeley's got them in spades.
We'll be working here, and our gear will be at the wall, and people will walk between us and our gear, just because it's the park, and so they should be able to walk anywhere, right?
Yeah.
And we're like working with steel right here.
Yeah, but it's a park, and they should be able to walk safely. And they should be able to walk
It's a
safely.
free park. You can walk anywhere.
All right, let's get started.
People's Park.
Damn hippies.
Yeah. Class, come to attention. Salute.
show you guys this because it's fun. Yeah, put your mask on. Because we're talking about this whole dimension of the dome. And so there is a technique, and you guys can totally get away with it with your longsword too. It's really funny. Is they do it with the dome. And they do it essentially so they can get that pommel strike that we're talking about. Is when they get into a crossed sword. Oh no, you just begin one. Very crossed sword. And essentially what they do to try to get Jan to lift his hilt high, like going to crown, is instead of lifting here like this or like this, which I could do, but Jan actually doesn't have to go quite as high, right? So literally what they do is they slap with a flat.
Oh.
And what you get is you get that extra bend in the blade. So as I'm sitting here and they go, and see I hit him.
Yeah.
And then imagine now if he goes high enough, and then they go underneath. And hit with a palm. It's silly as hell. When you start playing with it, it's ridiculously hard to parry the damn thing.
Flat and strong.
Flat, bends like a madman. And then when you get a really longer sword, it bends like crazy. It just slaps on the top of the head. It actually hits kind of hard. But the goal is to get him to lift his arms up, and they go, wow, and they smash him in the face with the palm.
So in other words, the real, actual best response is to notice that it's flat and take the hit, because it won't really do anything?
Maybe. I don't know. I felt bad when Roberto showed it to me, and I was smacking the dude with the, like he's trying to beat it, and I'm smacking the dude with my spadone, with the flat. I felt bad. it was hitting pretty damn hard.
I guess it does.
So, but that we do know that they were starting to take advantage of the flex of the blade. Okay, one of the first plays in Meyer does this too, where he swings around, and you'll see in the illustration he's like this, he's flat like that. And why? Is because when Jan parries, that thing's gonna bend and it's gonna try to reach around and smack him.
Like a nice little tip slice.
Flick attack in Epic. He relies on him parrying it, and then he smashes him in the other side with his Zversha.
Such a cheater.
No, he's not. Because what happens when you do that? One, you're going to go, whoa, that shouldn't have hit me. Something hit me. You're going to freak out. Or you're going to parry crazy wide, and then I'm going to snap right around and hit you with the proper punch. Okay. Yeah, so he's not a cheater. He's using
exploiting what he has.
He's using the mechanics of the blade. And if they're fetters, even he's better, because they bend even more.
They also had tournaments where it was to the first hit on the head, where you didn't want to kill your opponent.
Yep. And there is also quite a bit of evidence that even in the military, it was kind of accepted that if you were both in the military and you got drunk in a bar fight or whatever, and swords were involved, as long as you beat the crap out of each other with your flats, it was okay. Essentially, you're not trying to really, you're just trying to knock each other out or whatever. Nobody's usually going to die.
It's like a fist fight until somebody.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of Marines at a bar.
Yeah.
As long as you can show up the next day and do your job, to a certain extent, it's like, oh, they're just being Marines, right? So it's the same idea. You know, I learned how to fight with my flat, and I can kind of beat the crap out of you and not kill you. Especially if we're on the exact same, we're in the same military group, and I'm probably going to need him to kill. Okay. And Lukushner actually discusses this a little bit with Messer. He does stuff like he says, oh, and if you want to teach him a lesson, you know, like he does these hanging guards. My favorite one. The guy attacks and he goes, whoa! And he's like, yeah, you can cut him in the back of the head, this and that, bro. But if you're just teaching him a lesson, slap him with your flat across the kidneys. Oh. Yeah. That'll teach him a lesson. All right.
Well, Meyer also says that you should be able to do all of the cuts with your flat.
Exactly. And we think that might have been part of it. Part of his understanding how the whippiness works, but also is this ability to kind of fight in a less than lethal way. All right, that being said, all right, so that being said, what I want to do is we'll talk a little bit about the Shadow Howl again real quick, throwing it. So came up with a partner, grab somebody, anybody. Same person, different person. So here's what I want you guys to do. Here's what I want you guys to We know essentially now, right? The main goal of the shuttle half, besides to break all of it, whatever, was that it is the longest reach that I have with my hands together. All right. So the blade's essentially going to be in line with my shoulder, maybe a little bit above, and that's going to give me a longer reach. It shortens up when I do this beautiful cut here. It doesn't really close the line very well, but the way I'm using it, I usually don't have to worry about that. But that is the goal. So if I'm coming here, it can just drop. If I'm down here, then the hands have to lift up a little bit, that kind of thing. There's some guys that go even higher and stuff like that. I don't know. So start going a little bit too high, and your grip starts to get really, really weak. All right. You're also starting to lose your reach again. All right. That being said, though, what I don't want them to know is I don't want them to know I'm throwing. Okay. So we talked about this a little bit in the first part of the class, or the last part of the class, where if I'm throwing an overhow and Jan was trying to parry with his short edge, the reaction he gives me is very different than if he knows I'm going to cut a side overhow. Okay? So what I want you guys to do, you don't have to be a native, go ahead and go into whatever you want. Right? What I want to do now is I want you guys to throw your overhow. And then I want you to keep throwing it, and then try to make the overhow start, and then turn it into a side overhow and see what happens. Okay? If it looks like an overhow when it starts, they react to the overhow as an overhow. So if I'm here and then I throw it, now it has